YouTube, what's going on, and welcome to the 21st episode of my Anderlecht career mode. In this episode, we are going to be playing 3 Barclays Premier League games and also a game in the Capital One Cup. So, as you can see, it's my usual first 11 to start off this game against Wigan Athletic, and this is a really important game because Wigan are a very poor side, and it's very important to get the 3 points against a poor, newly relegated team like Wigan. So, we're going on to start this game. We're using it with Defore into Vieto back outside to Højbjerg. Højbjerg is going to take on the dribble right here. And as he makes his move right here, he goes around the one defender. He goes around. He has a shot and he scores the goal. Pierre Højbjerg with another goal, his second of the season after he scored the first goal to win the game. It was a great long shot. And now this one, he's just had a great start to the year, and he's pretty much showing why I started him over Bentaleb, even though Bentaleb is one rating higher at the start of the year. That's the end of the first half, so it was a really good first half for us. We got the 1-0 lead, and that's all we wanted to do. But now here comes Tielemans in the second half. Tielemans plays the through ball over the top foot to Vieto. Vieto's going. He goes around the keeper and scores. Goal. Vieto with the goal right there to make it Anderlecht 2 and Wigan Athletic 0. A great play by Vieto, just going around the keeper and then calm, cool, composed, collected, and he just put it in the back of the net. So that's what a world-class striker should do, and that's what Vieto did. Now you can see we make some change. We bring on Luca for Rabiot, and we also take Højbjerg out for Loftus-Cheek to just keep the legs fresh and just hopefully avoid injury. But now we go outside here with Tielemans. Tielemans makes a move around. He's going around. He tries to have a shot, but the goalkeeper collects it, and it's going to be a penalty. I mean, I didn't see much of anything by El-Habazi, the Wigan Athletic goalkeeper, but that's okay. Here comes Tielemans to step up, and he buries it. Even though the keeper went the right way, Tielemans just put it in the top corner, and the keeper had no chance of really saving it. So, a very questionable penalty, but up 2-0, it really didn't matter at the end of the day. So, we get a nice 3-0 win. As you can see, the game ends right here. So, really solid to get the 3 points against Wigan Athletic, and we have a lot of momentum going into this next game against Arsenal. Yes, the Gunners are going to be our next opponent in this game, so this was a really important game. I go with the exact same team as I did in the last game, as they're just playing really well. I'm not making as many changes to the squad as I did last year, as I feel like I've found 11 guys that can get the job in and day out. The only changes I plan on making are to the center backs when Mbemba and Sula will eventually come into the squad, but when that will be, I don't know. It's just when we kind of lose our momentum and lose our mojo and start giving up some cheap goals. But here comes Dzeko on the ball. He gives it outside to Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez dribbling around, plays it through to Edin Dzeko, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. Just a class finish from the former Manchester City man. But Mbolo on the ball right here. He's going around one. He goes around to one. Another, he shoots. Goal! Mbolo goal with the goal right there, as he just ran all around all the Arsenal defenders, took it around Mertesacker at the end, and finessed it calm and cool with his left foot to put it in the back of the net. Chesney with no chances. Now that's the end of the first half, so great that we didn't just fall off because Arsenal scored the first goal with Dzeko. We had that fight to come back into this game, as now it's 1-1. Here we go, and it's going to be a penalty for Arsenal right here. A very questionable decision made by the referee right there. I did not agree with that decision, as it felt like we just won the header and we were trying to clear the ball, and it looked like when I cleared it, I kicked an Arsenal player, and that must have been what the referee saw. And here comes Alexis Sanchez ahead to take the penalty. He takes it, and even though the keeper does go the right way, Sanchez puts the ball in the back of the net to give Arsenal the lead again. So this was really disappointing to give up a cheap penalty like that, but this would also test the willpower of my team, seeing to go behind not just once but twice, seeing if we can get another goal to put us back in the game. And here comes Vieto. He's going to try to get it right here. He's dribbling around one man. He goes around Aaron Ramsey. He's going to dribble around. He goes around Mertesacker. He shoots. He scores. It's Vieto. Luciano Vieto with the clutch goal to make it Anderlecht 2, Arsenal 2, and tie the game. This just shows the willpower of this team to come back twice against Arsenal, even though when it looked very grim, Arsenal got a cheap penalty to give them the lead, but we never stopped fighting, and that's the difference between this year's team and last year's team. This year's team came back to win because we believed that we could win, where last year's team might have just given up all hope and just said, well, it was a cheap penalty, oh well, we'll get them next time. But that's not what this year's team does. So we run the exact same team in the next game against Aston Villa. I was really excited after we got the point against Arsenal, which we deserved, so I was hoping that we would just run all over Aston Villa and take the 3 points right right here, but that might not be the case, as we see that Van der Voorn at the start of the game is giving off to Mbolo, and Mbolo to Højbjerg. Højbjerg trying to dribble, but he does lose the ball. So here comes it's, I believe, Tielemans on the ball right now. He's going around as he tries to take the shot, but he gets tackled. Might have been a penalty, but no. As we see, they clear the ball away. So that's the end of the first half right there, as we see that it's Anderlecht. It's 0-0 right now, and we make a sub. I put Yedlin up front for Mbolo in like 70th minute because I just felt like I needed the pace to really affect this game, as we see that Yedlin goes through again. We weren't creating anything, and can Yedlin score? No, it's saved by the keeper. A really good save, but there goes the end of the game. It was disappointing to not get the 3 points against Aston Villa, but it's okay, as here we go into our Capital One Cup game against Blackburn Rovers. It's really important to keep winning in this tournament, as we go with the backup side as usual. So that's the normal backup side that we run in Capital One Cup games. So hopefully we can advance in this round of 16 game, as this is a very poor round of 16 team than what I'm used to. So that's pretty good, as we got unlucky at the start with our draw, but now we're getting very favorable draws, as Blackburn almost scores right there. They had some really good passing. I was just making some poor challenges, but as Unal got hurt, I put in the backup Armentos to go in at striker, so hopefully he can do something for us to get us the lead, as we go into halftime 0-0, as it was just a very disappointing first half. Not many chances at all besides the one to Blackburn, and now at the end of 90 minutes it's still 0-0, as that's the end of the start of full time, so we're going to have to go into extra time and maybe even penalties to decide this, but Blackburn did not want to go to penalties, as we see Spur on the ball right here. He takes the pass in the middle, Proto clears it, but only to best the Blackburn player to make it 1-0, as that's the end of the 105 minutes. Anderlecht have 15 minutes to get a goal back. It's Bentaleb, run down the wing. He makes his move right here. He puts it across into the middle to Armentos. It's a goal! Armentos gives Anderlecht the tie, as that will put us into penalties if they can hold on for the final 5 minutes. And we do. We're going into penalties, where I am as confident as anyone would be on penalties. I'm just really good at making penalties. As we start off the first penalty, it's lagging a little bit, but I let it settle down. Here comes Poulsen. He steps up and he scores the penalty to make it Anderlecht 1, and we will see if Blackburn can match it. So here comes Blackburn. They're on to take the penalty. Their player, he's going to step up to take the penalty, and it's off the bar and no good. Anderlecht get the 1-0 lead at the start. Here comes Armentos on the penalty. He steps up. He puts it in the back of the net to make it Anderlecht 2, and maybe Blackburn 0. They still have a penalty in hand, but what will they do with this one? Here comes their player. He steps up to take it. It's saved by Proto, and it's 2-0 after 2 penalties for each team. Here comes Bentaleb up to take the next one. He scores to make it 3-0. Blackburn have to score this penalty. What will they do? Will they finally get a goal? And yes, they go in the bottom right corner that goes right past the keeper who stayed down the middle. But here comes Lewis Baker, my best penalty taker. He steps up. He puts it in the top corner. No chance for the keeper. And that means Anderlecht advances in the Capital One Cup to the quarterfinals to face, as you will see on the screen right about now, Manchester City. So yes, we will be playing Manchester City. That will wrap it up for this episode of the Anderlecht Career Mode.